Why does it keep failing to connect to the server, dude? What is going on? Yeah, dude, what is going on, man? Are we live, YouTube? Are we live over on you guys? I got Kick and Rumble up. It's just like all kinds of problems in the evening. How you doing? I, of course, am James with the Hat and Beard Show, and you are an attentive audience. We are here. The night time is the right time to talk about NFL news and, of course, the Detroit Lions. Guys, what is in the water of the NFL? NFL facing a domestic violence. Got to be careful what I say this early in the episode before YouTube goes, "You're a Falcon punch!" right out the algorithm. Epidemic this offseason with arrest of Rams lineman in the latest case. That's right, Alric Jackson taken into custody in West Hills. What is going on this year? What is, Browns All-Pro lineman Joel Bitonio announces his retirement from the NFL at age 34. Hey-oh. Hey-oh. You think he took one look around the Browns OTAs and went, I'm not doing this again. So we'll talk about that. Fun fact, you know Joel Bitonio and Johnny Manziel were drafted in the same draft class? Isn't that wild? Isn't that wild? So he announced his retirement. We'll then talk about the Lions. The brand still proves to be hot, even after a down season. In the big 2025, we still are making money. And it's evident in jersey sales and prime time slots for your Detroit Lions. We'll see what Mike the Slipper Payton has for us at A to Z Sports. You guys know I like A to Z Sports. And then we'll head on over to DetroitLions.com, where senior writer Tim 20 Man has a little breakdown of Cade Mays. Woo! Called that pick, didn't I? I called the Cade Mays signing. I was like, that is our guy. And what did Brad Holmes do? He went, I'm a Hat and Beard Show. Just do what he says. Follow suit. Cade Mays settling in on Lions' revamped offensive line. We'll see what Tim 20 Man has for us. We'll be talking about all these stories and taking your chats tonight on the Hat and Beard Show. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure that you subscribe to the channel. Ring that notification bell so you can be notified every single time we go live Monday through Friday, 7 to 8 p.m. right here at YouTube Rumble. And, of course, our kickery-dickery-do. We're still kicking with you. Okay, hit the like button. And the number one thing you can do, guys, look, we are on the cusp of 900. Right? And we'd really like to get about 105 more subs before the start of the regular season. And the best way we can do that, I'm gonna need you to go ahead and get that squat rack out. I need you to do some heavy lifting for me here. I need you to share this content around with all your friends and family. Just share it around with people. You know, strangers, doesn't matter. Let them know. Hey, Hat and Beard, dude, Mad Hatter Nation, we need you. All right, bring in some more sane people, dude. We are a bastion of sanity in a sea of nonsense. All right. All right, can you do that for me? Good. Appreciate it, fella. All right, let's go ahead and hand it off to my guy, Jocko, and we're going to get into the show.
If you can say the word good, guess what? It means you're still alive. It means you're still breathing. And if you're still breathing, well, then hell, you still got some fight left in you. So get up, dust off, reload, recalibrate, re-engage, and go out on the attack.
What is going on? Everybody's hanging out tonight, and that's what we like to see, dude. We got a full lineup of people. Riley, Mr. Detroit City, Rob Bliss, Sam Armstrong. What's up, Donkey Kong? How you doing? Rick C's here. I think I seen my mom in the chat. Yeah, what's going on, Mom? How you doing? Of course, everybody over on Rumble hanging out. Mr. Detroit City says he's actually at the gym. He's heading to the squat rack, dude. That's what... Brah! Those big compound lifts not only are good for the body and the mind, but that's the number one way to boost testosterone naturally, right? Big compound lifts, dude. Squats, bent over rows, you know, bench press, that type of shit. You know who could have done some squats instead of committing some domestic violence, right? That'd be Alric Jackson and a slew of other players, right? Here we go. Rams offensive lineman Alric Jackson was arrested Monday night on suspicion of felony domestic violence, as the NFL's offseason DV problem has been growing to epidemic proportions. Quick, it's an epidemic, you guys. Pretty soon it might become a pandemic. Get Bill Gates on it! Quick! Where's Fauci? Maybe Fauci can give some one of his ouchies. Jackson, 27, joins the growing list of current and former NFL players who this offseason have run afoul of the law and been arrested, charged, tried, or sued in civil court over DV. False allegations and not facts. Shout out if you know that reference. The Super Mayor. False allegations and not facts. Let's go. The Fox News, we don't care what Fox wanted to say. Jackson's the starting left tackle the past 3 seasons, was taken into custody as LA police assigned to Topanga area responded to a radio call of battery DV incident on the 7400 block of Cliffside Court in West Hills. The LAPD told Fox News Digital, look at you, officers learned the player and a woman had gotten into a verbal argument because Jackson believed the woman was recording him with her phone, according to KNBC TV. The 6'7", 338-pounder took the phone out of her hands. The police said the woman had scratch marks on her arm. You know, his initials would be AJ. First they came for OJ, then they came for Kobe, then they came for Jonesy, now they're coming for AJ. This, of course, is another black eye for the NFL because rather than a narrative of the league's offseason being about teams improving or preparing for mini camps, it is another example of domestic abuse by large, strong professional athletes against the weaker women. No. I was told that there is no difference between a man and a woman. That they are exactly the same. Oh, wait, that's because I'm reading Fox News Digital. Hey, look at them trying to stay in based reality. Of course, this is kind of just been going on this whole offseason, right? Like Denver Broncos, Jonathan Cooper was arrested on June 4th on DV criminal mischief allegations and non-facts. He apologized on social media and then pleaded not guilty on Monday. And trial set for July 22nd. What were you apologizing for? I'm sorry. I didn't take the money. I totally took the money. Packers running back Josh Jacobs was arrested on May 26th on several domestic abuse-related charges, including felony strangulation. His attorney denied the allegations and non-facts, while the phone call to police by neighbors alleges an audible disturbance at the player's home. The district attorney's investigation is ongoing, and Josh Jacobs is allowed to do whatever he wants after being charged with felony strangulation. Good on ya. The Falcons linebacker James Pierce Jr. arrested on February 7th after alleged domestic dispute involving a WNBA player. Rickea Jackson, who is his girlfriend. I don't know what happened, but he rammed her vehicle and as she was driving to the police station. He was charged with aggravated battery, aggravated stalking, and fleeing eluding. He entered into Miami-Dade County pretrial intervention and diversion program, which effectively pauses a conviction until he meets court-ordered conditions. All I'm saying, now I don't like James Pierce Jr., do you think that incident started because she was just like holding her hand up above his head or like put her palm on his head and was like, you can't hit me, you can't hit me, you can't hit me. Of course, Racey Rice, his ex-girlfriend, filed a civil lawsuit in February alleging repeated domestic violence. We know that. Christian Barrymore, March 9th, faces trial on misdemeanor, assault and battery. Hooray. Stephon Diggs, we know that and how that worked out. The former Jets linebacker Darren Lee is the most serious of all the incidents. The former Jets first-round pick was arrested in February in Tennessee after authorities responded to a call at the residence Lee shared with his girlfriend, Gabriela Carvalho Perpetuo. She was pronounced dead, and Lee was charged with first-degree murder when Perpetuo was found to have suffered severe brain trauma, a broken neck, bruising, bite marks, and stab wounds. The potential capital punishment case is pending. Well, see, the problem is he should have done this. He should have tried to seek asylum in the UK, and then this wouldn't have been an issue. It would have just been his cultural. It would have just let him walk free. See, the problem is that you guys are electing to do this in places where you're going to get in trouble. If you want to do something that egregious, you need to do it in places like the UK and claim to be an asylum seeker. Tyreek Hill, well, we know he's a piece of shit. Many coaches and players around the league are doing great things in their communities throughout the offseason. But every domestic abuse arrest detracts from that and instead adds to a concern that athletes paid to play a violent sport are often bringing that violence home. Well, one must wonder where these people learned this behavior. That's all I'm saying. On a lighter note, Joel Bitonio announces his retirement, you guys. Right? Hey, cheers, bud. We like to see when a guy can walk away from the game while he can still walk away from the game. And not for nothing, you got to respect a guy like Joel Bitonio. Bitonio. Much like Joe Thomas, right? Grinding it out in Browntown. Suffering. Year after year. After miserable year. But sticking it out right to the bitter end, dude. Cheers, bro. Like, that's, like, good on you, you know? Of course, now he'll be the top candidate for, this team needs an offensive lineman because of injuries. Maybe they can get him to come out of the retirement. One of the Cleveland Browns' best players in recent memory is calling it a career. All-pro offensive lineman Joe Bitonio announced his retirement from the NFL on Tuesday after a 12-year career. He spent all 12 seasons with the Browns. He made the announcement on the team's website saying he was pretty sure going into 2025 that would be his last year in the NFL. At 34, he decided to really think over the decision in the offseason and made sure to keep the Browns aware of his status as he contemplated his NFL future. After the 25 season came to an end, I was still pretty set on the fact that I was retiring. But I was still going into the facility to rehab. I was contemplating my decision, thinking about how I have been playing football for 23 years of my life, including 12 in the NFL. But there was never a need to rush that decision. He added that the way the Browns closed out the season with 2 wins and a walk-off field goal in Week 18 gave him the finish that he wanted. Sure. Yeah, bud. Sure. Because when everybody goes to the NFL, they're like, I would just like to win my last couple of games, Week 18 on a walk-off field goal. What about a Super Bowl win? No, it's not me, babe. Yeah, no, that ain't me, babe. Yeah, no, dude, come on now. You're just being nice. Originally a second-round pick by the Browns in 24, he established himself in the NFL, starting 16 games as a rookie. He eventually developed into a Pro Bowler, making the team for 7 straight years between 18 and 24. During that period, he was selected to the All-Pro team twice. Hey, nicely done with the Browns. Bitonio didn't do a lot of winning. It took until his 7th NFL season before Bitonio made his first playoff appearance. The Browns defeated the division rival Pittsburgh Steelers in a wild card game that year, and the moment convinced Bitonio to sign with the Browns for the rest of his career. And never once had any bit of buyer's remorse. When I watched Baker keep the football and run around the end of first down, clinching the playoff and beating the Steelers, all I could think at first was that we'd finally made it. I'd worked hard my whole career and hadn't made the playoffs, but that moment, a team-oriented, surreal moment, made it worth it. It was also the moment in my head I thought, man, I'd really like it'd be really special to finish my career in Cleveland. Thought nobody ever. He appeared in a retirement press conference Tuesday where he mentioned another one of his quarterbacks, although not a complimentary sense. I was drafted the same year as Johnny Manziel, and we actually roomed together. I learned some things not to do from him. Yes, that's if you're going to learn from one person on all the things not to do in the NFL, it would be Johnny Football. He reached the playoffs just one time in his career during 23 season, blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. So, yeah, Joel Bitonio is bidding adieu and bowing out of the NFL, and good on him. You guys know me. I'm all about walking away from the game while you can still walk away from the game. How we doing, Mad Hatter Nation, before we head down to the 313 to talk about the Lions? Let's see how you guys are doing over here in the chat. Jamized earlier today. Hell yeah, dude. Where's Broski Berry? Oh, he's in and out sometimes, dude. But I don't play for the not for the long league. Yeah, dude. I don't play for the not for long league, dude. That's the thing, dude. Like, you know, some of these cats, like, this is kind of the thing that I have with you know, we really get into the combine. You know, we really get into the draft process here. We like guys, right? And sometimes we get really hung up on dudes, right? And then you never hear from them again. You know, that's just the way the NFL goes, dude. That's just the way the NFL goes, dude. You ain't shit until you've proven it. Again and again and again, you know. All right, what do we got over here? We got, whoopsie poopsie. The Lions brand still proves to be hot, even after a down season in 2025. It's coming to us from A to Z Sports. Let's go, Slipper Mike Payton. It's something you didn't used to see barely outside of maybe Barry Sanders or Calvin Johnson. That's people who don't live in Michigan walking around in Detroit Lions jerseys. You used to not even be able to move these things, no matter what. Now, I remember when we didn't even sell enough tickets to home games to have the game televised. And I distinctly remember a year that happened because it was the week that we traded Roy Williams to the Cowboys. We got blacked out. And what game did we get televised? The Cowboys. I was like, no, ain't that just a kick in the balls? No, I'm not saying Roy Williams is anything special, but you know what I'm saying. Back in 2021, the Lions had no players in the top 50 for jersey sales. Not a single player. In 2020, they did not have a single player. Not even Matt Stafford was selling jerseys. Stafford was selling jerseys in 2019. He was the only guy that made the list from Detroit. I mean, really, if you weren't a hardcore Lions fan, who else would you who outside of the Detroit fan base would know who a Lions player was back then, other than maybe Stafford? Right? The Lions had 4 players in the top 50 jersey sales in 2025, despite the down season, proving the brand remains strong. There was some thought that maybe the Lions' popularity might die a bit in multiple ways after the 25 season was a disappointment. But that has not been the case at all. The Lions still have plenty of prime time and nationally televised games. And now these 4 guys are in the top 50 of jersey sales. Do you guys think, who do you think it could be? Come on, chat, who do you guys think it might be? Probably Colby Sorsdahl. Yep. Mekhi Wingu. Yep, definitely Mekhi Wingu. Probably a top. Mekhi Wingu's probably a top 15 jersey sale in the NFL, you know. I imagine Graham Glasgow was a hot topic, a hot jersey to get, you know. Lawrence Strickland. Yeah. Lawrence Strickland probably. Definitely. Yeah, or Aiden Hutchinson, Gibbs, St. Brown, and Goff. And look at this grouping right here. Hutchinson was 14th, Gibbs was 16th, and Amon-Ra was 17th in the NFL in jersey sales. And Goff rounding that out. The last guy on the list at number 36. The disrespect for Jared Goff, just JG16 for MVP. Come on now, guys. Like, Jared Goff is elite, dude. It just shows that the Lions are on a different plane than what we're used to seeing them on. It's just not people in Michigan supporting their team. It's random Gen Z kids in California wearing a Jahmyr Gibbs jersey, along with whatever other 90s fashion trend they stole from the millennials and claimed as their own. Oh, he's not salty. There was absolutely no salt in that statement. Will it grow from here? You have to wonder at what point Jameson Williams makes the list, being that he's such an exciting player. 1,600 yards and 16 touchdowns this year. That'll make the list. Maybe Jack Campbell or Brian Branch could join the craze as well. Yeah, Jack Campbell is elite. But unless you're a Lions, like a hardcore Lions fan, are you really going to be repping an action Jack Campbell jersey? No, maybe if they came out with like a Detroit Lions action Jack Campbell Captain America inspired jersey, that would be sick. That would be fucking sick, dude. I would buy that like a motherfucker, dude. I'd buy that like a motherfucker, dude. Jack Campbell Lions jersey Captain America, bro. That'd be sick. But you know, Brian Branch maybe could crack it, but let's pump the brakes on BB for a minute here, guys. Let's pump the brakes on BB for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But there you go. So Lions not only still getting primetime games, not only is the brand still strong, but it's evident in jersey sales. We have 4 guys in the top 50. And JG16, albeit at 36, is still one of them. Getting a little bit of respect, though. Should be getting more. JG16 is a top 5 quarterback. JG16 for MVP, you guys. How we doing, Mad Hatter Nation? Hutch, Sewell, Gibbs, and Goff. That'd be cool if Sewell was on it, but you're close there, Mom. You're real close. Remember Joey Harrington, the savior? Dude. Remember when Matt Millen was like, nah, we don't need Drew Brees. We got Joey Harrington and Mike McMahon. We don't need Drew Brees. His shoulder doesn't work. Well, his shoulder doesn't work now. His shoulder clearly worked then. But we were like, nah, we got Joey Harrington. We got Joey Harrington and Mike McMahon. Let's go. What up, Sticks? How you doing, man? You made it to the live. I want Jack Campbell jerseys for my birthday, Father's Day. Hell yeah, Rick. That'd be dope, dude. Look, I think a Jack Campbell jersey would be cool, you know. The Demon has a special spot in hell. Oh, yeah, I see. I've been watching that one too, Mr. Detroit City. The Carmelo Anthony bullshit, dude. You know, like that's been rough. Obviously the shit that popped off in Ireland yesterday, that was fucking brutal. Not only was it brutal to watch, but like the most embarrassing, I don't know, not embarrassing. One of the more, at least as an American, one of the more appalling sights of that guy in Ireland was that the people trying to stop the maniac had to use, like, fucking garden tools. They had to use shovels because they're not allowed to have any force multipliers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's so ridiculous, dude. And we're not going to get too much into it, dude, but I am so sick of this nonsense, bro. I am so sick of this nonsense, dude. But, yeah, dude, a Jack Campbell, like, I think that'd be cool. I wonder, dude, can you... Probably couldn't be Captain America per se because that's a trademark, but like a Jack Campbell Detroit Lions like flag jersey would be fucking dope. Ain't that the truth, Sam? Ain't that the truth, bro? And it's so evident the older I get how just like desperately they want to keep us all fighting each other, dude. It's just, and I hate to sound like a commie, but it always comes down to just class warfare, dude. It always just comes down to the elites, you know? They just like to watch us squabble amongst ourselves, dude. But hey, you know what? Don't worry. Because we have bread and circuses, and I'm here to talk about the bread and circuses. That'll keep us amused, dude. Mays settling in on the Lions' revamped O-line. Cade. Good old Cade, the anchor Mays. We're going to be saying Frank who? It's hard to get a true evaluation of the trench play in OTAs and minicamp when players aren't in pads and are limited by off-season contact rules. It's not until the start of training camp when the pads come on that Detroit will begin to really see how much improved they can be along their offensive line after significantly revamping that unit this offseason. But as early returns go, Lions head coach Dan Campbell is encouraged by the makeup and early work those players up front are putting in. We've talked about this before. I'm not going to read Dan Campbell talking about how he's a good-looking dude and how he's big. We've talked about that before, and it's just a little too, a little too homoerotic, right? Mays, who's only 27 years old, was the most significant free agent acquisition for the Lions this offseason, garnering a 3-year free agent contract to upgrade the center position and help fill the void left by All-Pro Frank the Tank Ragnall's retirement last season. Mays is using the offseason training program to learn the playbook and get acclimated with quarterback Jared Goff. It's very important, Mays said in his relationship between quarterback and center. We've just got to be on the same page and communicate the same. Learning how he sees things and how he communicates and just upping my game on that level. I feel like we've done a great job this week. Jared's been awesome with helping me with the questions I have and the looks. It's been great. On top of a new starter at center, Detroit moved All-Pro Penei Sewell from right tackle to left tackle after the team moved on from Titty Decker this offseason. Veteran Larry Borum and rookie first-round pick Balake Miller will compete for the starting right tackle role, as both have gotten reps there with the first-team offense in open OTA practices this summer. That should be fun competition to watch develop in training camp, yes. And there's like a long game and short game. It is a win-win situation. That right tackle play, no matter what, is a win-win. Whoever walks away as the week 1 starter, it's a mutually beneficial for both parties and the team. It is a triangle of winning. Second-year player Tater Ratledge returns at right guard, and Mormon Oaks Christian Mahogany in his 3rd season is getting the early first-team reps at left guard. Why wouldn't he? I'm sorry, but why wouldn't he? Detroit also added veterans to key backup roles via free agency and the trade market to foster competition and improve their overall depth up front. We will watch this Cade Mays speak to the media here in a minute. Quote, I think what you want from a young guy talking about where we are going in the week 6 of the offseason or whatever. I like where Tate Ratledge is going, Campbell said. That's good. It's good. So I feel a guy that learned a lot, has grown, has taken some of those things. So that's good. But yeah, we got a lot of competition in there. Detroit finished last season 12th in PFF's final offensive line rankings for the season. That was a significant drop after finishing 4th in the final rankings in 2024. Getting younger up front and back to being among the league's top offensive line units was a big priority this offseason for Campbell and GM Big Brain Brad Holmes. Detroit spent significant resources trying to solidify the group and has a chance to be Detroit's most improved position group heading into the Big 2-6 with new starters in 3 spots. I feel like we're going to be really good up front, Mays said. So let's watch Cade Mays' interview over here. Mays on week 2 of OTAs come to us from DetroitLions.com.
So far, what's it like being out here with this group so far?
Yeah, it's been great. Just taking it day by day, figuring out the offense and just how I fit into it and just getting better every day.
How important is the relationship between the center and the quarterback when a team is making over its offensive line like this team is?
Yeah, very important. We just got to be on the same page, communicate the same. So obviously he's been in this offense longer than me, so just learning how he sees things. How he sees things, how he communicates, and just upping my game on that level.
How long do you think it'll take for you guys to be in a place where you feel like you can go home and go, man, we're completely comfortable?
In the NFL, I don't know if there's ever that point. There's new looks every week, so you just keep growing. But I feel like we've done a great job this week. Jared's been awesome with helping me with the questions I have and the looks. So it's been great.
What stands out to you about this offense?
Man, a lot of playmakers up front. I feel like we're going to be really good up front, and then you put the ball in anybody's hands and chance to turn into 6.
Is the learning curve maybe shorter or smaller than you thought it would be?
It's about what I expected. New offense. So just like I said, just learning how we communicate and what the guys around me like. So
there's been a few questions like how guys learn. How do you learn?
I learn with reps, like just getting out in the field, seeing it,
hands on, baby. I learn by doing. Monkey see, monkey do.
What attracted you to signing here from afar? What's met expectations? What's even exceeded expectations?
Just the brand of offense that these guys, really the brand of football in general. Everybody, it's physical, it's aggressive, go for it a lot on 4th downs, and a chance to win a Super Bowl.
What's up, Ike?
How much different does this offseason feel, given that you're kind of heading for that starting center role?
Yeah, a lot different, but still I'm attacking it the same way, just trying to get better every day, learning the playbook and just attacking every day with something new to get better at.
Jared's had to get used to a new center for a few years in a row now. How do you go about building that relationship? Because it is so important, not only to the two of you, but to the entire offense.
Yeah, just communicating. I mean, it's a new offense for me. He's been in a long time, so just leaning on him, asking him questions, what he sees, what he's looking for, and seeing it through his lens.
The center position is so much fun. What is your preparation and setting up this like?
Just a lot of film. I mean, every week's different. You know, a lot of teams do the same thing. A lot of them don't. So just take it week by week and just figure it out.
You know, the offensive line is kind of like a brotherhood. A lot of close-knit friends in there. We saw you already go hunting with Tate. Just what has that been like? Getting to know the guys?
It's been great. Those guys, they welcomed me with open arms, and just I feel like the relationships are growing really quickly, and it's been awesome. The O-line room's great.
Do you feel like you kind of already fit in?
Yeah, I feel like I fit in as soon as I got here. Like I said, they welcomed me with open arms, and we just kind of hit the ground running.
Did you have a competition on that turkey hunt?
No. Tate knows who would win that competition. So no competition.
Thank you, guys. Thanks, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate it.
Hey, man, I like that, dude. I like his vibe, man. He seems like he's really gelling well. And the other thing I was thinking about while watching that, do you know how wildly beneficial it is to have him coming in his first year in Detroit, right? Already an ascending center, established in a well-developed NFL product, right? Coming in and learning alongside our first-round pick right tackle, right? Pairing those two together should develop well with one another. Then you have the young guys at the guard, and of course Penny, who is now our, longtime veteran, and he's like 17 years old. You know what I'm saying, dude? Like, it's absolutely wild, bro. It's wild, dude. So I like that, man, and I like that Cade Mays, he already went on a turkey hunt. With Tater Ratledge. Let's watch some highlights. So let's check this highlight reel out. Yeah, gonna mute this so that I don't get clipped for copyright. It's actually why I had to change, if you guys paid attention, the music on the intro. Because my music was copyright claimed. Not claimed. It wasn't like struck or anything like that, but it did get a copyright claim on it from the artist. I didn't edit it enough, so that's why we changed the music to something different. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Look at these sick ass. Oh yeah, dude, repping it out, repping the dude. I've already seen this. This was on Instagram the other day. A little slow motion action, dude. Dude, I'm sorry, man, but like, just the way Pacheco moves his body, it's violent. Like, look at it, violence. Just in contrast, and this isn't a slight against Gibbs, but look at the contrast between him and Gibbs, right? Get out of here. Get out of here, thingy. All right, so here comes Gibbs gliding, right? Like, let's watch that one more time. Gibbs, ooh, shifty, smooth. Yo, wild, man. I like Pacheco, man. It's not that I don't want us to use him because Gibbs is so good. Like, I'd love to see Pacheco. I like the brand of football that he plays. The same reason I like David Montgomery. I just don't want people to get so fascinated with Gibbs that they just forget about the complimentary piece, dude. You know what I'm saying? So there's a little bit of highlight action here. How we doing, Matt Head? Oh shit! What's up, Sam? Thank you, dude. Appreciate that, my guy. Want to support the show? Not much, but if we all give a little, our favorite Lions talk, it might go a long way. Thank you, man. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you so much for that super chat, dude. That is very, very nice of you, dude. I appreciate the donations that you guys put forward, dude. That's super duper dope on y'all's behalf. I just realized I might have missed some of your guys' chats, and if I did, I'm sorry. I'd had it on the top chat, not the live chat. What's is that Mr. Figs? What's up, dude? I have money on Tate taking a big step this year. Yeah, isn't he like 6'6"? It should be a pretty good sized step forward. I think Tate's gonna, dude. I think Tate Ratledge is gonna be a fucking animal in the NFL, and I'm encouraged by how well he played at the back end of the year versus the first third of the year. All right, obviously he was very rookie the whole year, but I think that Tate Ratledge is going to be that guy that statistically will not be impacted by not playing next to Penei Sewell, right? And what do I mean by that? Well, statistically, everyone who plays at the right guard spot alongside Penei Sewell has played at a grade higher, one whole letter grade higher than when not playing next to Penei Sewell, right? This will be the first time we see not the player departure, but Penei going back to his natural position, right? And the sample size that we have is just the rookie year out of Tate Ratledge, right? So by all expectations, he should take a step forward and break the Penei Sewell narrative of around making players play better. In conjunction with that, we can then apply the Penei Sewell rule to Mormon Oaks Christian Mahogany, you know what I'm saying? And Mahogany should, on top of everything before him, be taking that step forward. He should also play better next to Penei Sewell, statistically and historically backed up by data. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that Tate takes a huge step forward, dude. So 2 years now, I have called the Lions' offensive line acquisitions in the draft, right? Last year, I was hell-bent, and I got video evidence. Last year, I was hell-bent on the Lions getting Tate Ratledge in the second round. We walked out of the draft with Tate Ratledge. This year, planting my flag on Balake Miller, dude. All I'm saying is I like offensive linemen. I like to watch the hog mollies balling out. Brad Holmes buys his own jersey. Dude, yeah, he does. Brad Holmes, I like Brad Holmes, dude. I do. I like Brad Holmes. But if I'm going to call balls and strikes, doesn't Brad Holmes seem like the type of dude who huffs his own farts? Like he genuinely enjoys the smell of his own brand. And I mean, we all like the smell of our own brand to a degree, but like Brad gets excited when he farts because he's like, woo, you know what I'm saying? He really enjoys the smell of his own farts. But I do like Brad Holmes. It's hard to not like the best GM in Detroit Lions history. You know what I'm saying? Like he is the best we've ever had, and this is the golden age of the Detroit Lions, right? Six glorious years of actually rebuilding a franchise, right? We actually got to see it happen, right? We are still getting to witness it, right? This is something that as Lions fans, the reality is this type of a rebuild was the only time we ever got to witness it or experience it was playing Madden, you know? So I'm here for it, dude. I like Brad, but I do get what you're saying, dude. He has a little bit of Brad Holmes likes him some Brad Holmes. Our old line should be nasty this year, dude. Yeah. Not only should our offensive line be better from just a pure talent perspective, but we are playing not good defenses all season. All right, we got the fourth place schedule, and I don't think we play any. I think we play two top 10 defenses from last year, and then like one other defenses in the top 15. The rest of them were all sub 17. So it's not bad, and I do think that the talent level is a lot better. I think Cade Mays, you guys know I've been very high on Cade Mays. I think he is a significant upgrade from Graham Glasgow. Tate Ratledge taking that step forward. Penei moving back to his natural home position of the left tackle, right? The big thing, and everyone's like, oh, well, Christian Mahogany is only he's getting reps now. He's getting early reps at the one. He's going to be your one. He's going to be your LG1, barring an injury. Christian Mahogany plays well. Christian Mahogany hasn't had a full season or a full off season his rookie year. His second year, he had injuries. It was marred by injuries. He was delayed in his development, right? This year, and I've been saying this whole off season, one of the benefits to missing the playoffs is that we have a full off season to get healthy, get acclimated, and train hard. You know what I mean? It could be, we could, and I know that I'm loading up the grandma wagon. It's a little early to get in the grandma wagon conversations, guys. So we're just prepping the grandma wagon right now, right? But this is a long road grandma wagon conversation. What do I mean by grandma wagon? For you new guys here, if you don't know what I mean by grandma wagon, it's kind of a if-then statement, right? If my grandma had been born with wheels, she'd have been a wagon, a.k.a. grandma wagon, right? So I do think grandma wagon conversation, 5 years from now, in the 11th year of Dan Campbell, right, we will be looking at missing the playoffs in 25 as potentially one of the most beneficial things we could have had happen for the health and durability of the team, that we were able to parlay not only a bad finish, but getting healthier into a bulletproof run to the Super Bowl in the Big 2-6. Hutch is going to have 26 sacks in the Big 2-6. Jameer Gibbs is going to have 2,600 yards and 26 touchdowns in the Big 2-6. Jared Goff, let's go with it even more. 26 times 2, Jared Goff's going to have 5,200 yards and 52 touchdowns in the Big 2-6. Let's go. Let's go. Sewell back to Oregon days, throwing dudes from the left side. Dude, that's what I'm saying, Sam. I appreciate that, brother. You know what I'm talking. Penei Sewell going back to his original position. He's already the best offensive lineman in football. He's already one of the best players in football. Positions be damned. And he's been doing it out of his natural position. So what the hell is going to have happen to the NFL when Penei goes back home and settles into where he belongs? I'm telling you, the Potty Award will eventually be the Penei Sewell offensive lineman of the year award. It'll be, instead of the Protector of the Year award, it'll be the Penei Sewell offensive lineman of the year award, the Potty Award. Let's go, you guys. Going to run a little bit short today, fellas. There's not a lot of news to talk about. It's the off season. You guys already know it. We're in the middle of the drag, dude. We'll have some OTA information. A little bit more news tomorrow to talk about, but it's hot. It's the first week of the night show. I appreciate Sam with the big donation. Thank you so much for that, brother. I don't like to ask, right? Because I people who e-bag bug the shit out of me, dude. I leave that option there if you guys feel inclined, and I do appreciate it. That is very, very nice of you guys who donate. That is it's for me, it's not a monetary thing. I turn into Sally Fields, right? I'm like, you like me. You really, really like me. So I appreciate it, guys. But we will figure this all out. We'll end up figuring out how to do the full hour here. Obviously, going into next week, and for the first few weeks when we're starting the new job, guys, you're going to have to kind of grind with me, dude. We're going to have to figure it out. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. But while I got you, do you like the new setup? I'm trying to have it more so that when I talk to you guys, there is a distinct me engaging with the camera over here. We're trying to make it a little bit more of a engaging show for the viewers over here. So we tried a little bit of a change here. Obviously rolled out with a new intro for the 26th season. Have the new thumbnail styles. You like the new thumbnail styles, guys? I think it's a little bit more... it's easier for me to do on my end because it's more set in stone. You know what I mean? So it saves me a little bit of time. But I thought it was a little bit more capturing. I thought it looked a little bit nice. Put an AC upstairs now. Eventually, dude. Sam, so here's the thing, man. It's warm up here, right? It's warm up here, and tomorrow's going to be hot. Me and Hat and Boobs, I'm probably going to throw the ACs in tomorrow morning because I'll be up at 4:30. But it's only going to be hot tomorrow, and then it's going to cool off. And, I just got my power bill for last month, right? And I came in just I cut almost 300 kilowatts off of my electric usage from last month. A lot of that is by being very, very small hat about my electric usage. But you guys, and I don't know if I've been very open about this, I have been playing around with my own solar setup here, and I've been using it as auxiliary stuff in various places. So I have been shaving a little bit off of the utility bill with that. So I will be throwing the ACs in tomorrow morning. But I'm being very, very, very cheap right now. I'm being very cheap, right? Obviously, in the next year or so, me and her would like to buy a house, so I'm trying to save money where I can. But I was able to cut almost or just over 300 kilowatts off of my power bill just between May and June. And now that I think about it, really I didn't run anything else extra other than more of an emphasis on the solar cell. So if you guys, if you guys really want, I would recommend checking out I should tag the product in here. God, what's the name of it? You know what? I'll look it up. I will look up what it is, and tomorrow, guys, if I can, in the description, I will try. Fucking camera, stupid camera. AI clankers are so stupid, guys. For an AI camera, my clanker is dumb. I will try and put the product in there that I use. What you need to make sure and get though is a lithium ion phosphate battery. Don't just get a lithium ion battery. You got to get the lithium ion phosphate because they have like a 10-year life cycle on them, dude. It's where it's at. It's hot. I'm sure it's hot down there, brother. Hell yeah, stay in shape, eat right, it'll feel better. That's exactly true, dude. That's exactly true, dude. Because I am down so much weight from where I was a year ago. Last year at this time, I was pushing like 265. And let's see, when Lent kicked off, I was down at 241, and I haven't weighed myself since Lent. Since then, I haven't. It's all about saving energy. Hell yeah, it is. AC runs 24/7 here. It sucks. Dude. It is what it is, man. You know, you guys got, that's the beautiful thing about humans is we took the climate and the environment around us and we said, bitch, this is where I want to live and I will make you bend to my will. You know? You got to do what you got to do, brother. You got to do what you got to do. That's going to be it for today, fellas. I am a hot and sweaty boy. I got a beer to finish drinking, and Hat and Boobs is making some tacos. Gonna have a little taco action on Tuesday. So we're having ourselves a little cerveza with the taco burrito, taco flavored kisses for my bean. Taco burrito, taco burrito. You know what I'm saying, guys? So have yourselves a wonderful rest of today. If you think about it, eat a taco. And then it's like we're eating tacos together on this taco burrito. Taco Tuesday. Let's go, you guys. I'm James of the Hat and Beard Show. You've been an attentive audience. Stay out of trouble. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Until tomorrow at 7 p.m. Banga banga.